If you're using Excel, you have an unbelievably powerful data assistant hiding in plain sight. Seriously. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the one tool that will completely change how you work with data forever: Power Query.
But first, let me ask you something. How many hours, honestly, do you lose each week just cleaning up messy data? We have all been there, right? Deleting empty rows, trying to split columns, fixing dates. It is a total productivity killer.
So here's what we're going to cover. We'll start with that repetitive data problem. Then we'll meet your new data assistant, see how it creates a repeatable recipe for your work, uncover the secret to its amazing speed, look at some advanced tricks, and finally, peek into the future of your spreadsheet.
All right, let's kick things off with the big problem that Power Query was born to solve, moving from that manual, chaotic world into one of automated clarity.
You know, this slide just says it all. On the left, that's the old way, right? The endless copy-pasting, those formulas that are a complete nightmare to figure out when they break, and oh, the fragile VLOOKUPs that just explode if someone dares to move a column. It's hours of your life gone. But on the right, that's the new world. Automated steps, repeatable and reliable processes. And the best part? A one-click refresh.
So what is this thing really? Let's formally meet your new data assistant and take a look under the hood.
Okay, so this is crucial. Power Query isn't just another button in Excel. It's a full-blown ETL engine. And ETL stands for Extract, Transform, and Load. It's the professional-grade process for connecting to data, cleaning it all up, and then loading those perfect, pristine results right back into Excel, totally ready for your charts and pivot tables.
The whole workflow breaks down into 3 simple stages. First, you connect to your data, and I mean almost anywhere. Files, entire folders, databases, even straight from a website. Second, you transform it. This is where you clean, shape, and merge it all, using a super intuitive visual interface. No formulas needed. And finally, you load the clean data back into an Excel table. Simple as that.
So how does all this become automatic? Well, this is the part that honestly feels a little bit like magic. Power Query remembers every single thing you do.
I want you to think of it like a recipe. As you're clicking around in the Power Query editor, filtering a column, removing another one, changing a data type, every single one of those actions gets recorded as an applied step. This list of steps literally becomes your data recipe. So when next week's data comes in, you are not doing that work all over again. No way. You just hit refresh, and Power Query runs that entire recipe for you automatically.
So what's happening behind this friendly interface? Well, every click you make is actually writing code for you in a language called M. Now don't worry, you don't need to learn it. But just know that this powerful script is what gives Power Query its incredible flexibility to handle even the most complicated data mashups.
This all sounds great, right? But what happens when you're dealing with huge data sets from a database? Well, Power Query has a secret weapon for speed, and it's called query folding.
This is a total game changer in how we think about processing data. Instead of pulling a massive data set over to Excel to work on it, query folding sends your logic to the data. It translates your steps into the database's native language, like SQL, and tells the server, hey, you do the heavy lifting before you send anything to me. It's like asking the warehouse to pack just the items you need instead of shipping you their entire inventory.
And the difference is absolutely staggering. Without folding, your PC might try to download a million rows, completely choking your network just so it can filter them locally. But with folding, your PC just politely asks the database, hey, can you just give me those 100 rows I actually need? The result? It's incredibly fast, and it barely uses any of your computer's resources. Okay, so beyond just filtering and sorting, Power Query unlocks transformations that are ridiculously difficult, if not flat out impossible, to do with traditional Excel formulas. A perfect example of this is the unpivot command. This is an absolute lifesaver for anyone who's ever gotten data formatted like a crosstab, with months or categories spread out across all the columns.
Yeah, you've seen data that looks exactly like this. It's super easy for a human to read, but it's a complete nightmare to analyze with a pivot table, right? Because your sales values are trapped in all these different columns. Now watch this. With just one click on Unpivot, Power Query instantly transforms that wide data into this beautiful, long format. Look at that. You now have one column for the month and one for sales. This data is now perfectly analysis ready. It's just such an elegant solution to a really common, messy problem. But what if you want to make your reports interactive for other people to use? That's where parameters come in. They let you link your query directly to a cell in Excel.
So a user can just type a new date or a file path into that cell, hit refresh, and the whole report updates automatically. They never even have to open the Power Query editor. It is a brilliant way to build flexible, user-friendly reports.
All right, let's wrap this up by looking ahead. Because Power Query isn't just some static tool. It is constantly evolving. And what's coming next is genuinely transformative.
And the pace of innovation is just incredible. The full Power Query editor just became available in Excel for the web, so you can do all this in a browser. And in early 2026, two massive updates landed: an AI assistant called Agent Mode and new super lightweight import functions.
Let's just focus on agent mode for a second, because this is wild. This is AI integrated directly into the data prep process. You can now just describe your goal in plain English, something like combine these sales files and give me a summary of sales by region, and the AI agent will literally generate a plan and execute all the Power Query steps for you. It's lowering the barrier to complex analysis like never before.
And that really brings us to a pretty provocative final question. With AI that's capable of building entire data workflows from a single sentence, what does this mean for the future of data analysis? Is it possible your next data analyst is actually an AI? Something to think about. Thanks for joining this explainer.